I'm sorry you had to wait for this, Sherry. I hope there was enough shark meat in the refrigerator for one of your sandwiches. Well, hold on. This is the same amount I was paying you when you worked full-time, and now you're just working nights.
It's me hourly rate.
You understand my confusion. I'm actually paying you more money to be here half the time.
When entering a negotiation, the first step is to develop a strategy. To do this, you must consider the following. What is the history leading up to the negotiation? Who is involved? What are their perceptions? And what outcomes are you looking for?
I'm not saying that what you do isn't important. Avery and I appreciate you, and Liddy just adores you.
The second step in the process is to define the ground rules for the negotiation. Ask yourself, who will do the negotiating? Where will it take place? What time constraints, if any, will apply? To what issues will the negotiation be limited? And finally, will there be a specific procedure to follow if an impasse is reached?
But let's just say you're at the market buying potatoes, and that 10-pound bag of potatoes costs $400. But then the grocery concierge tells you that a 5-pound bag of potatoes costs $400. Well, that would be shocking, right? Because a 5-pound bag should only cost $200. What I'm saying is that we value what you do, but this rate is unreasonable.
The third step is to clarify the issue and justify your original demands. This part of the process does not need to be confrontational. It's an opportunity for educating and informing each other on the issues at hand.
So, what you want to do?
I want to resolve this fairly and amicably. And I don't want any bad blood. So...
Step 4, bargaining and problem solving, is the essence of the entire process. This is where negotiation really takes place. Here, competing and collaborating are more effective than compromising and accommodating.
So, it was nice negotiating with you, and here is all of your money.
The final step in the negotiation process is closure and implementation. This involves formalizing the agreement that has been worked out and developing procedures that are necessary for implementation and monitoring.
I just got worked over by my Trinidadian night nurse. I made every mistake you can in a negotiation. I spoke first, I smiled, I negotiated with myself. If I had done that during a mock negotiation in business school, Professor Widmer would have spanked me in front of the whole class, bare bottom.
As you can see, Jack does not follow the 5 steps of negotiation.
He does not develop a solid strategy and enters the negotiation with the nanny unprepared. He is caught off guard by her unusual negotiation tactic against him.
Jack also does not define any ground rules for this negotiation. In addition, the communication between the two of them was poor, or, in the nanny's case, non-existent.
Of all the steps in the negotiation process, Jack succeeds in clarifying and justifying his demands. He clearly explains the issue at hand using the analogy of the bag of potatoes, all without being confrontational.
Jack failed miserably at his attempt to bargain and problem solve. He was overconfident that his proposal would be accepted by the nanny. He used an accommodating strategy to negotiate when he should have used a competing or collaborating strategy.
Finally, Jack demonstrated poor closure and implementation. As a result, there was a distributive outcome. The nanny got exactly what she wanted, while Jack was left displeased and a little bit ashamed.
Ultimately, it's the nanny who teaches Jack the most effective method of negotiation. He goes on to become a master negotiator in his field of business.
Look, broadcast networks receiving licensing fees is unprecedented, Jack. But we're willing to offer NBC 10% of what we pay cable. I mean, okay, not to negotiate against myself, but I get where you guys are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Look, NBC is part of the Cabletown family now. It's our baby, and we want it to thrive. But your offer it's unreasonable.
So, what you want to do?
I guess that concludes negotiations.